Tracking Bigfoot, Monday at 5.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight, Sunday.
Good evening, I'm Carol Simpson, and this is an abbreviated version of World News Tonight, Sunday. What may well be the most critical clue to what happened on board Egypt Air Flight 990 is undergoing analysis tonight in Washington, D.C. ABC News has learned that National Transportation Safety Board officials have reviewed the tape from the cockpit voice recorder and briefed senior White House officials tonight on the findings. The damaged cockpit voice recorder was found late last night on the floor of the Atlantic. An administration official tells ABC News that the sounds on the tape were unclear and its contents so far are, quote, inconclusive. For the latest on the Egypt Air crash, here's ABC's Carla Davis.
Investigators helicoptered the cockpit voice recorder to Washington, knowing they may now hold in their hands the key to what brought Egypt Air Flight 990 down.
I hope the cockpit voice recorder will put in context the questions that were raised by the flight data recorder.
5 days after recovering the first black box, the flight data recorder, search crews zeroed in on the second. Using the remotely operated deep drone, the cockpit voice recorder was hauled on board the USS Grapple late last night. After 2 weeks in the water, it was damaged, but largely intact.
The black box was separated from the pinger. It was missing its nameplate data, and it is bent on one side.
The casing of the other box, the flight data recorder, was also damaged, but the tape inside did reveal that as the jet cruised at 33,000 feet, the autopilot disconnected. 8 seconds later, the plane went into a steep, high-speed but controlled dive, during which both engines were shut down. Investigators are looking into the possibility that someone caused the plane to dive intentionally. National Transportation Safety Board and Boeing investigators are in Egypt checking the health records of the pilot and co-pilot. But yesterday, the chairman of Egypt Air produced documents showing the good physical and psychological health of both. The pilot's daughter says he had every reason to live.
I'm pregnant. I'm in my 9th month. I might give birth at any time, and he knows that.
Investigators hope whatever noises and statements are on the cockpit voice recorder will give more definitive answers, but it is possible the CVR could yield nothing. The NTSB may be able to characterize what's on the tape within 24 hours. However, it will not release actual audio. It is likely to opt instead to produce a written transcript. Carla Davis, ABC News, Washington.
This week, the NTSB takes the investigation to Boeing offices in Seattle, where officials will employ a 767 simulator to help answer questions about the crash. ABC News aviation consultant John Nance joins us now. John, as a pilot, what is your sense of what might have happened here?
Carol, it's becoming more and more difficult to come up with any sort of a rational explanation for this that doesn't include some sort of a purposeful act. And the reason is the chain of things that occurred. We have a zero-G pushover. That means the airplane was pushed over aggressively by somebody in the cockpit. We never do that, ever in aviation. On top of that, a high-speed dive, 40 degrees nose down, and finally the engine's being cut off. There may be other explanations, but unfortunately sabotage is rising very high in the expectation here, I think, of everybody.
You have termed the cockpit voice recorder on board as one of the most important in many years. I guess we can see why.
Absolutely, because the flight data recorder only gave us more mysteries. It's going to be the human interaction in here, knowing what was said and how it was said, that's going to tell us whether the pilots were fighting something extraordinary or whether they were fighting each other.
Thank you very much. John Nance, ABC's aviation consultant. And we'll be right back with lots more world news in a moment.
This is World News Tonight, Sunday. Brought to you by GMC.
significant discovery in eye health may be lutein, a nutrient found in these healthy foods. Now Centrum has the only leading multivitamins with lutein to help maintain your precious sight. Centrum Silver, now more complete with lutein.
There is a minute in each morning when the day is fresh and ripe with possibility. A minute where you stand tall before the day, drink it all in, and say to yourself, today, the deep end. That minute was made for Minute Maid. A taste as fresh and ripe as morning itself. Drink in 100% Minute Maid Premium and squeeze the day.
Yoo-hoo! Ready?
Ready for a better way to get my fiber.
Use your concentration.
New Phillips Fiber Caps don't contain sweeteners like most powders. They're concentrated, so they're just as effective as Metamucil. New Phillips Fiber Caps, effective fiber therapy without the powder.
In the other big news today, in Turkey, rescue workers from about 24 countries are flooding the area around the city of Düzce in a desperate search for survivors. The country is digging out from the second massive earthquake in 3 months. As ABC's Gillian Findlay reports, the two biggest foes tonight are temperature and time.
The aftershocks are still being felt in Düzce. This building collapsed more than 24 hours after the earthquake hit, sending this town into panic. Day and night, rescue teams have been searching. They have found some survivors. This man and his 7-year-old daughter were pulled free last night. But increasingly, the searchers know they will be finding bodies. Relatives know it too. This man came to watch them look for his wife and 2 children. The apartment was on the first floor, he says. I know they are dead. The death toll will rise here, but it will probably stay in the hundreds, nothing near the 17,000 that were killed in Turkey's last earthquake. The irony is that quake may be the reason why more people didn't die here. That's because many of these buildings were so damaged in the first quake, people were too afraid to move back in. So some that collapsed were actually empty, but some were not. All over this town today, searchers raced against time at a grocery store, at a doctor's office. Teams have arrived from around the world and more are on their way. Unlike last time, Turkey's government seems to have done a good job of organizing the rescue effort. Maybe even too good. Some teams have nothing to do. This Polish group arrived last night to find that most of the buildings were already being searched.
Last time, they requested for the help very late. I think it was kind of overreaction this time.
The big concern now is how to help those who survived. Some are in tents, some sleep on the sidewalks in temperatures below freezing. And then there is the widespread fear that after burying the victims of 2 quakes, this region could be hit again. As one man said, just how much more can a people take? Gillian Findlay, ABC News, Düzce.
Still to come on World News Tonight this Sunday, the 3-point shot from center court to Bill Bradley's campaign coffers.
It's time. Time for your heartburn to kick in because your heartburn relief gave out. It happens 2 or more days a week, even though you've treated it and changed your diet. That frequent, persistent heartburn may be due to acid reflux disease, potentially serious.
It's Prilosec time. Time to see your doctor about prescription Prilosec. Your results may vary, but for many people, Prilosec provides 24 hours of complete heartburn relief with 1 daily dose. Ask your doctor for more information about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. 24 hours of complete heartburn relief is possible. It's Prilosec time.
We're picking up our CEO.
Fortunately, the company cars have OnStar.
We swerved off the road and boom, the airbags go off.
There was a deer.
I never saw it.
Seconds later, an OnStar advisor calls and says, I just got a signal, your airbags went off, should I send an ambulance?
We were fine, but she called for a tow truck and a limo.
Good thing I called OnStar.
OnStar called us.
Oh, right.
The one-touch connection to people who can help.
OnStar.
Call 1-800-OnStar-7.
A lot of people have allergies. I have multi-symptom nasal allergies. It's the sneezing, itchy, runny nose, the nasal congestion. It's all of it. I told my doctor, I've had it. I want an allergy medicine made for my kind of allergies. He prescribed multi-symptom Flonase.
Flonase nasal spray once a day relieves all nasal allergy symptoms all day and night.
All it takes is Flonase.
The #1 prescribed nasal allergy spray. Even kids as young as 4 can use Flonase. For best results, use daily. If side effects occur, they are generally mild and may include headache, nosebleed, or sore throat. Call to learn more. Ask your doctor about multi-symptom Flonase.
When you get it all it takes is Flonase.
In political news, presidential hopeful Bill Bradley joined an all-star team at his old stomping grounds today. The former senator and former New York Knick raised $1.5 million at Madison Square Garden. ABC's George Stephanopoulos was there.
Fresh from the NBA when he first ran for Senate, Bill Bradley soft-pedaled his status as a basketball star.
With you on his team, he can't miss.
Number 24, Senator Bill.
But today's extravaganza at Madison Square Garden was pure hard sell. Legends like John Havlicek and Willis Reed relived their glory days and rallied the crowd with testimonials for their fellow Hall of Famer.
I'm here, like Barnett was here for the race relationship. I'm here because of the character of Bill Bradley.
Bradley's not the first presidential candidate to draw campaign inspiration from an illustrious past. Teddy Roosevelt ran with his Rough Riders. JFK showcased his shipmates from PT 109. This year, POW John McCain has a battalion of veterans pressing his cause. Of course, Bradley's heroics were not on the battlefield, but the basketball court. And his former teammates are serving as far more than character witnesses. The player they called Dollar Bill is earning his nickname all over again, capitalizing on his past to fill his campaign coffers. Bradley's collected about $70,000 directly from basketball friends. But that's a fraction of the millions his All-Stars have raised by headlining fundraisers from coast to coast.
What it does do, though, is brings in hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are willing to write those $1,000 checks simply because they can also get an autograph from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or they can shoot hoops with Dr. J.
The Bradley campaign also got a bonanza of fawning and free PR today. But there's a danger in playing the basketball card too hard.
You'd be better off talking about what he accomplished in the Senate. Once again, you didn't see Reagan, showing up at B-movie festivals.
Aware of the risk, Bradley wore a senator's suit today. But his first television ads, due out by Thanksgiving, are almost certain to show the presidential candidate as a young champ in satin shorts. George Stephanopoulos, ABC News, New York.
Stay with us. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Winter air makes it worse. So can blow drying. That's scalp stress itch. And Scalpicin stops it. Clean, unscented, medicated to stop scalp stress itch.
Every time.
Scalpicin stops scalp stress itch.
The hot flashes got pretty bad. Night sweats were ruining my sleep. Vaginal dryness made intimacy uncomfortable. And I was worried that estrogen loss at menopause could lead to osteoporosis, a long-term health problem. Menopause is complicated. Talking to my doctor helped. For me, she prescribed Prempro. It's relieving my uncomfortable symptoms, and along with calcium and exercise, helping prevent osteoporosis.
Prempro is only for women who have not had a hysterectomy. Prempro is not for every woman. You should not take Prempro if you've had any breast or uterine cancer, abnormal vaginal bleeding, abnormal blood clotting, liver or heart disease, stroke, or if you think or know you are pregnant. Tell your doctor about your personal and family medical history. Side effects include blood clots, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, breast tenderness, irregular bleeding, and headache. For more information, talk to your doctor about Prempro or call.
I'm glad my doctor prescribed Prempro. Now I'm feeling great. For me, it's Prempro.
Let's be honest. There's really no such thing as a gracious winner. You might say things like nice game or shake your opponent's hand. But no matter how humble you are on the outside, deep down on the inside, you're saying, I'm better than you are. The Mitsubishi Galant, ranked the #1 family sedan under 20 grand by Car and Driver. Better than Accord or Camry. Boy, we just love saying that.
Great meal.
Uh-oh, gas pressure. What now? What else? Gas-X, with the most powerful medicine for fast relief. Nothing works faster.
Hey, want to go for ice cream?
GasX, the power to fight gas fast.
And that's our abbreviated report. I'm Carol Simpson. From all of us at ABC News, good night.
Tonight,
what the hell is going on?
One of these people will be victimized.
We have a situation.
What kind of situation?
By someone close to Bobby. And all in practice tonight on ABC. KAT.